Hello, Bible in a Year family, episode 220. I just said 10 seconds ago. What episode is this? I never remember. Mac clacks that clacker right in my face and says, episode 220. He's got a little hillbilly in him.
Well,
If he can grow a beard like his dad, he's going to be the Mountaineer someday.
could be.
He might be.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about Ezekiel 11 through 13 today. I'm trying to joke around a little bit because this book is heavy.
It is.
I mean, it is heavy. I'm not trying to not take it seriously, but it is heavy. This is a heavy, heavy book. So, Ezekiel 11 through 13, hold that thought. We'll catch it on the other side of the intro. All right. What were you saying, David?
Well,
before I so rudely interrupted you.
No. I'm just thinking, as you said, that it's a heavy book. I'm just thinking it's just such a dark period in Israel's history.
It's such a dark. I said this a lot with Jeremiah and Lamentations. He brings hope.
Yeah.
Like he brings hope.
He does.
But that daggone book, like even what they do to him,
Yeah.
it's just sad. And me reading the psalm there the other day, what was it? Psalm 147. We had our harps hanging in the trees. They wanted us to sing. What was that, 127? I can't remember. I think maybe 127. Now I'm going to look.
Well, I think it's 137.
Is it 137?
But I don't know. You better look.
Yeah, I think you're right. 130. Yep, 137. By the rivers of Babylon, we sat and wept when we remembered Zion. There on the poplars we hung our harps, for there our captors asked us for songs. Our tormentors demanded songs of joy. They said, sing us one of the songs of Zion. It's just a sad, sad book. So, looking at 3 chapters today, I want to deal with 2 things in chapter 11. I can get to those in a minute. What stands out for you in chapter 11?
We're looking at vision, and you'll see this throughout the book of Ezekiel. God gives this great man of God vision, and he shares that with us. So today, vision about some of the wicked rulers that they had.
Yeah, and that's where really I wanted to land in 11 out of the chute, these first 3 verses. Then the Spirit lifted me up and brought me to the gate of the house of the Lord that faces east. There, at the entrance of the gate, were 25 men. And I saw among them Jaazaniah, son of Azor, Pelatiah, son of Benaiah, leaders of the people. And the Lord said to me, Son of man, these are men who are plotting evil and giving wicked advice in this city. They say, haven't our houses been recently rebuilt? The city is a pot, and we are the meat in it. Therefore, prophesy against them. Prophesy, son of man. You've got these guys who still ain't getting it.
Oh, no.
This is not what Jeremiah is saying in Jeremiah 29. Go, set up shop, marry, have families.
Yeah.
God has a plan for you guys, and he is going to bring you back. These ringlings are claiming safety in exile almost. It's good. This is great. We're in great shape here. No, this is punishment. So yeah, set up houses, get a job, marry, have children, but don't you dare ever forget the reason why you are here. And we're going back someday. Now, if you want to give yourself to the Babylonians, let's not forget what we read in the last episode from Ezekiel 7. I'll bring the most wicked of nations.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And these guys are like, no, this is good. You know what? I kind of like it here. I think we will set up shop permanently. No, that is not even what we're doing here. People keep calling me. I can't help that.
The whole world is in denial. They're just in total denial.
Well, and I think that's the same thing true too here today. You made that point last episode. This world's in denial too. Okay, 19 and 20 also stood out for me. Okay, let's just start with. I hate reading things out of context. Let's go verse 17. Okay. Well, you know what? Can we just start at 14? I hate to read too much scripture, but I love to read things in context. I just don't like to read snippets. Chapter 11, beginning with verse 14, we'll read down through 20. Okay. The word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, the people of Jerusalem have said of your fellow exiles and all the other Israelites, they're far away from the Lord. This land was given to us as our possession. Therefore say, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Although I sent them far away among the nations and scattered them among the countries, yet for a little while I've been a sanctuary for them in the countries where they've gone. Okay? So you better still hold in me while you're there. No. Therefore say, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I'll gather you from the nations and bring you back from the countries where you've been scattered. And I'll give you back the land of Israel again. That's huge.
It is huge.
They'll return to it and remove all its vile images and detestable idols. I'll give them an undivided heart and put a new spirit in them. I'll remove from them their heart of stone and give them a heart of flesh. Now, this comes into big play later on.
Sure does.
Then they'll follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws. They will be my people, and I will be their God. It's a promise of a new heart and spirit that is anticipating those, it's not really a new covenant. It's still the old covenant, but if we can kind of have like a subset of the covenant, this is God saying, look, I am going to bring you back. I have never failed on my word here, ever. When I promised, let's be honest. I know that Noah is not a patriarch, but that Noahic covenant is real.
Yeah. He's
never wavered on that. And then we go deeper into Abraham, some historians believe he was the first of the monotheists, and that covenant relationship. And I think you're reading about covenant relationship. You think, we do these episodes. You referenced the importance of covenant in the Old Testament, it's just, there it is, isn't it?
It truly is. And that carries into the New Testament as well. And then you see sovereign Lord here, 11:7, the sovereign Lord says, and 11:8 declares the sovereign Lord. Verse 13, sovereign Lord. Verse 17, sovereign Lord. Adonai Yahweh. This God is God over all. There are many false gods, but there's only one true God, and that is Adonai Yahweh, the sovereign Lord.
I love how you're bringing that out. Ezekiel only mentioned twice. Son of man mentioned, what'd you say, 93 times?
93 times.
Sovereign Lord over and over and over and over again. I love this. You gave me that Robert Traina book years ago.
I love that book.
Well, I take very good care of it. I can promise you that.
I've got extra copies.
Oh, do you really?
At home, and I can't find any of them. And that is the truth.
Well, I will tell you this. I know where one of them is because I've got it.
You keep it.
Well, I will tell you this. It used to sit on my desk in my office here at church. It sits on the desk or on the bookshelf next to my desk at my office at home. That is one of my most prized possessions. I think the other book that you gave me was a teeny tiny little paperback, maybe how to study the Bible or Bible study that works or something like that.
Yeah.
It's been very valuable to me as well. Why do I say all of that? It's one of the first things that you learn in inductive Bible study. Yeah. Look at repetitive words.
Oh, amen.
over and over and over and over again. I remember when I first started studying the Bible, and after you taught me that concept, one of the very first things I saw was the Gospel of Mark and how many times it says immediately. It says like, I don't know the actual number, but it's like
several.
Oh my gosh, hundreds of times. Immediately. And as you guys are studying this, hear what David's saying. This is significant. Sovereign Lord, sovereign Lord, sovereign Lord, Son of man, Son of man, Son of man. Think about what David said. I think it was in the first episode. Ezekiel just kind of melts into obscurity.
It does.
I think it's a statement of humility.
I do too.
Let the world see your works and glorify the Father who is in heaven. We should be invisible in all of this. Okay, let's get to 12. What is going on here in 12?
We have more judgment upon Israel.
Yep.
And again, the time frame this was written probably about 692 to 670. I beg your pardon, 592 to 570 BC. So 592 to 570. Jerusalem has not yet been destroyed, but God is sending Ezekiel to prophesy against them. So in 12:1, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, you are living among a rebellious people. They have eyes to see, but do not see, and ears to hear, but do not hear, for they are a rebellious people. And so he is prophesying against the rebellious people of Jerusalem, Judah, and Israel.
And you talk about repetitive. How many times do you hear rebellious people?
Oh, yeah.
Rebellious people. Rebellious people. You hear that. That is something that's repetitive.
Yeah, sure is.
What fascinates me about chapter 12 is this next section. Therefore, Son of Man, because there are rebellious people, Son of Man, pack your belongings for exile. And in the daytime, as they watch, set out and go from where you are to another place. Perhaps they'll understand, though they are a rebellious people. During the daytime, while they watch, bring out your belongings packed for exile. Then in the evening, while they're watching, go out like those who go into exile. While they watch, dig through the wall and take your belongings out through it. Put them on your shoulders as they're watching and carry them out at dusk. Cover your face so that you cannot see the land, for I have made you a sign to the Israelites. Ezekiel, not the book, the man, is a person who is a parable. You know?
He is.
When we were doing the, not necessarily the whole Pentateuch, not so much Genesis, but it's true in Genesis as well, but more Exodus 20 through Deuteronomy, all the laws, all the practices, all the things they're asked to go through. Okay, so track with me here because I know this can get confusing. Those people are real people. What God was asking them to do was stuff he was actually asking them to do. Like, for instance, make sure the fires are burning every single morning. Okay? And that's one of the things that we say as to why we keep vigil here at this church. You see a lot of times, and you see this in the book of Revelation, that there's smoke going up from the bowl of incense, and they symbolize the prayers of God's people. Those fires burning at the temple are symbolic, while actualized, they are symbolic of constant intercession, constant worship. And it sends a message. It becomes a lived out parable right before Israel's eyes. And you get that during, tabernacle worship, how they structured themselves in the camp. Everything had a purpose. The positioning had a purpose. How the tabernacle was laid out had a purpose. The progression through it had a purpose. All these things had a purpose to point to relationship with God and specifically through Messiah who was coming. It was a very real, lived out picture of what was to come. Even the entire sacrificial system, a picture of what was to come. That's why I said, I think it was last episode, if you read the book of Leviticus, you get an understanding and a context for the completion that you see present in the book of Hebrews. Cover your face so that you cannot see the land, for I have made you a sign for the Israelites.
Yeah.
Ezekiel himself is a lived out sermon. His life is a sermon. His practice is a sermon. He himself is a picture of God's message to Israel.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Well, application is somebody's watching you. You know, you're the only Bible that some people will ever read, as it's been said. So, you know, you reflect Christ, and that's what Ezekiel does here. He reflects the glory of God in that context. And then in 12:8, in the morning, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, did not that rebellious house of Israel ask you, what are you doing? Say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Not what you say, but what the sovereign Lord says. There it is. This oracle concerns the prince in Jerusalem and the whole house of Israel who are there. Say to them, I am assigned to you. As I have done, so it will be done to them. They will go into exile as captives. There it is.
I mean, it's just right there, lived out parable. All right, we're getting deeper. Let's go to 13. So now we have false prophets condemned. And do you know what? I'll tell you this.
Tell me.
So I think back to what Jesus said concerning the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, okay? I don't want to read this whole thing, but if you read the first 9 verses.
It's good.
I mean, it's excellent. You'll see what we're talking about. Then pick it up with me in 10.
Okay.
Because they lead my people astray, saying peace when there is no peace, sounds like the book of Jeremiah. And because when a flimsy wall is built, there it is, they cover it with whitewash. Therefore, tell those who cover it with whitewash, that is going to fall. Rain is going to come in torrents, and I'll send hailstones hurtling down, and violent winds will burst forth. When the wall collapses, will people not ask you, where's the whitewash you covered it with? How many times do you hear Jesus refer to the Pharisees and the teachers of the law as whitewashed sepulchres?
Yes.
Your whitewashed walls.
Yeah.
That's it.
There it is.
I mean, that is it. And it wasn't just during Ezekiel's day.
Yeah.
I think that's significant as well. You know, we talk about, these leaders who are saying, wait a second, it's all good. Everything's good. No, it's not. God's saying, I'm going to take you back there. You're not to live in this place. You think about the book of Ezra and Nehemiah. What happens when they go back? They go back to doing what they were doing before. It's why Ezra and Nehemiah are pulling out their beards and their hair, going, wait a second. You guys are marrying the women from the nations. You're doing it again. We just got back here. That didn't take long. Humanity constantly rebels against God. It's that concept of Babel. I want to make a name for myself. It's the concept of Lucifer. I wanted to ascend the heights and be like God. Anytime you start trying to be like God, you're off track.
Yeah.
And anytime you try to, you talk about you may be the only Bible you read in a day. If you don't have substance behind that, if there ain't no depth, then when it hits, the world's going to see just how flimsy your faith is. Yeah. And I just think that's the message of chapter 13.
I think you're exactly right. And, you see the rain coming in torrents in Ezekiel 13:11, and then in 13:13, Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says, in my wrath I will unleash a violent wind, and in my anger hailstones, torrents of rain. You know, I just look at all the things that have happened just in the last 12 months around our country and around the world. And I say, maybe God is trying to get our attention. You know, fires and storms and floods and hurricanes. Just maybe God is trying to help us to wake up and come back home.
And one of the things that I love about that concept, and I think is, I'll use the word exhaustive again, with this book, it's also the clergy, the shepherds.
Yes.
Isn't that a common theme as well?
Sure.
That says, not only do the people need to come back,
Yes.
but the clergy had better come back to me too. That is full in this book. And you just think, and I'm not going to go down a destructive road, but the denomination that you and I, came out of, we had a lot of problems there. We just did, because we will not compromise the word of God. You and I will not compromise the word. And before we started recording today, you and I were talking about churches that are just empty and have no pastors, and that handful of sheep have nowhere to go. And yes, part of that is on the people of this world. But David, you and I both know part of it is on the shepherds too.
Sure is.
And this book here in 13 and later,
oh yeah,
like 34,
false
I think it's
shepherds.
34. Yeah. I mean,
good point.
God is holding their feet to the fire in this great book.
Yes.
Anything else that we need to bring out here before we finish up for today?
Talks about the magic charms there in Ezekiel 13, verses 18 through 22 and 23, false visions, divinations. God ends all of that by saying, after all that, then you will know that I am the Lord. And so you again see the power and sovereignty of God.
I could walk down this road for a long time. When I was in college, and a lot of people know this, when I was in college, I thought my grandmother was going to just wring my neck. I took a course at WVU called Witches in Literature, and I learned for an entire semester about witchcraft as it's portrayed in ancient and modern literature. And that's ultimately what it comes back to. These are fertility cults that say, oh, the God of the Hebrews is not the God who creates. He's not the God that brings forth life. It's the God that we've created, which ultimately walks back. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness. So for someone to say, oh, witchcraft isn't satanic, the heck it isn't satanic. It may not follow the exact practices of the Church of Satan, but it's 100% satanic because it denies God. And that's ultimately what these people are practicing. They're practicing witchcraft because they're saying, no, that God doesn't bring life. Our God brings life. I had somebody message me last night, preaching on the day this airs. I don't know what day it is, but on the day we're recording it, I preached tonight at the tent revival. And somebody had messaged me last night and said, hey, somebody I know who practices witchcraft is coming to the tent revival tonight. So it's interesting. I mean, witchcraft doesn't go away. It's been around forever. It started in the Garden of Eden when Satan said to Eve, did God really say? That's what you just read right there at the end of 13.
Good point.
So powerful.
Yeah.
Guys, I love studying the Bible with this guy. He's amazing. So praise God. You guys keep studying. Tomorrow, what are we looking at? We're looking at chapters 14 through 16. Idolatry and unfaithfulness unveiled is the heading that I have on my notes here for that. But it's going to be great. So guys, keep studying. We'll see you in the morning. God bless.